Hi, welcome. We are in holiday. ArcoLinux team is going in downtime. I was cleaning up a little bit and I saw an SSD lying around. An SSD that's called ArcoLinux Plasma, but Challenge. What's this about a challenge and Plasma challenge? So users have asked this in the past, and of course if you're new to the system, then you don't know what this is all about. Let's see if Google gives us some information. Plasma challenge of November 2018. That's that long ago. November the 7th of 2018, we said, hey, let's start with an SSD. Let's install an SSD and let's keep rolling. Basically, the Plasma challenge, that's what this is about. Just learn about Plasma and keep rolling. In the meantime, it's 2020, and in January 2020 I said, look, I'm gonna learn more about Plasma. So this is, I have an SSD for the building of the ISOs, which is our flagship XFC OpenBox on i3. Another computer, exactly the same, by the way, and it has a Plasma, ArcoLinux P Plasma. So I keep rolling. So why do we do these things? Why do we also provide videos on YouTube about updating? And I often give you a list. I wonder if we can playlist, because we have over 200 playlists, I think, by now. ArcoLinux, and then maybe update. We give you videos all the time. Videos how to update from one version to the other version, but also updates from 6 months ago, 8 months ago. So an SSD that has been lying around in a bookshelf, and then suddenly, oh, I should update this thing, right? And then we make a video. And it's from these update videos you learn a lot. Here's the playlist. Oh, great. Thank you, Google. So this is the list of 78 videos. It contains every single time new information, because things happen, things change, and with some common sense and some videos and some knowledge, yeah. Oh, this is double IC. We could get rid of this one. So yeah, a lot of things get shared in videos, in knowledge. So staying up to date matters. And the last time I booted up was, actually I've learned something new. I think it's an F or a capital F. Voila, that's better. So we have a full date. So here we have November the 7th of 2018. I started with this machine. That's its birthday, right? This info. The birthday is 7 November 2018, right? So that's the last line we find. And we kept on updating. And one of the reasons I make these videos is, of course, sharing knowledge and getting to know your system and all that, but also to tell people, forget about what I'm saying, that it's unstable, that you can't keep stay rolling, and if you can't update, there's always something going wrong or something's gonna break. All it requires, as with anything, I suppose, is some knowledge how to maintain your operating system. That's it. How to avoid things and how to improve things and so on. But of course, if you're new to Linux, that is the advantage of ArcoLinux. In 15 minutes time, you have a clean install and you can start again and start the learning curve again. And that's of course fun. But the point of all the videos is, guys, don't believe people who say ArcoLinux or ArcoLinux is unstable or you need to update every day. No, we have videos where we just update for 6 months, right? So 4 or 5 gigabytes of updates. But you need some knowledge. That's it. So the last time I've updated the system was April the 14th. So April, May, June, July, right? So 3 months, right? Am I right? May, June, July, 3 months, more or less. So what do you do if you want to update the system? Well, you need to learn the aliases, and there are lots of aliases, and some of them you'll never need, and this one, update, you'll always need, right? Now, if you want to learn, and let's make it maybe a very educative video, and that's first do a backup scal, right? If you do this, then something you made a copy, right? You made a copy somewhere in here. Scal backup. This is the last 2019, December the 2nd, and now today we made a scal backup. Why am I doing this? I want to know what's changed since 3 months ago. So etc scal is a super important file, well, folder actually, with lots of files, and Ctrl H. Sometimes people say there's nothing in there, Eric. Ctrl H. H is show me the hidden files. Everything has a dot, 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 so it won't show. Everything that's in here, if you do a clean installation, everything gets copy pasted to your home directory, in my case, home Eric. So when I update the system, anything that we've created will be updated in the etc scal, and then we need to use another alias, which is called scal, which is basically copy paste and make a backup as well. But before the update, so let's like go into the barber before and after, and then we can compare these two folders and see, change this, change that, and so on. We can analyze again what did we do the last 3 months really, but just for the etc scal part, because there's lots more in your system we've changed. But at least you have that. So update. And then these things come, right? This is nothing to do with ArcoLinux. This is ArcoLinux saying, let's rename this thing from this one to that one. Do you want to say yes? No? Well, sure, you want to say yes. And yes is capital, which means I can press enter. I don't need to type yes. I can press enter now. Some change names here. So you just say enter, 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 basically without thinking. You follow what they say. They is ArcoLinux. Say you should name it. All right. And default number, GNOME keyring. Well, this is Plasma, right? So key pass XC. I don't know. I'm gonna take one. What's this? Vulkan drivers. Gonna go for the default as I don't need it. These things came in, I think, from the Steam application. Anyway, it's 3 months ago. 4.5, let's say, gigabyte download. When we extract it, we'll have 14 gigs more. But the net upgrade is just 600 megabytes, so that's okay. But yeah, it all depends where you live. If you have a fast internet, if you have a limited volume of downloads per month, you are in troubles. I see here Linux 5.7.7. What do we have now? We have 5.6.3. So we're jumping from 5.6.3, this line here, to 5.7.7. And that's what this thing is about. It's just keep rolling, showing people, look, there is no problem if you wait for 3 months and then update ArcoLinux/ArcoLinux. There is no issue, right? Why would there be an issue? Who's telling that? All rubbish, bad information. So I have some strange things in here. Maybe you want to have a look. I have this Strafe RGB MK.2 keyboard, which actually can set. So this is now breathing. My keyboard is now breathing a little bit. So this becomes red on my keyboard and all the rest is white. The rainbow, I think, is a standard one. Trippy is all purple and blue. This is my name. So what did I do? Just all white. Simple. This is also for me, and that's a fun thing. So you can make your own color systems here. Some bindings you can make. Performance device. Just some fun. The keyboard is a keyboard. Not a important to have colors, just has to work. For the rest, we have the sign here that we need to update. Well, doing that, I'm recording. This is variety, wallpaper selector. Let's select something else. This maybe, we're on holiday, I'm making a video, but I'm officially on leave, on ArcoLinux leave. How about that? This little guy, instant messaging, some things here. Clipboards, nothing important, nothing I'm sharing I shouldn't share. Bluetooth is here, microphone is dark, it's a very dark microphone. So, Ctrl-Alt-M. No, yeah, it is working. What fonts, what icon am I using now? Why is this thing? It's the Surf and Arc Breeze. Probably will be updated as well since 3 months ago, meaning every month we update Sardi and Surfen. Or is this the theme, Eric? This is the theme. This is something else. Ctrl-Alt-M again. This is actually the reason why is because of this guy, I think. But the question then is, which one should I take? Let's see if something changes. Helium, whatever that was. Look at that. So it is indeed this particular style, the plasma style, that is going to make or break my icons. You see? In the past I've liked Numix, so I see Numix is still on there, which gives it a nice Numix color. Materia mono. It's always nice to open up an SSD, an old machine, and then say, oh, that was the look I preferred back then, and revisit again. Breeze dark. Let's take adapter. And now we have to change everything again. So that's Breeze as basic, but maybe you should have a look at Numix as well as a theme, overall theme. Not bad, right? So it's so much fun to make your own system. Beautiful. 80%. We still have time to go and have a look. Materia. Apply. Everything in dark. We have so many dark systems, so many dark desktops. I thought, let's make Plasma a lighter one. I have not regretted it because, well, like I told you, I've been working since the 1st of January on Plasma all the time. So, loving my Plasma the way it is, out of the box, obviously. What's this? Okay. Probably need to kill this thing. All right. Aha. That's the very important person. Why am I joking about that? Of course, because I've made dozens, if not more, updates. And you press once enter. Second time, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. I always stop counting, but it's more than 30. And at some point in time, it takes it. So that's how important Jan Alexander Steffens is. He needs quite a few enters, but nevertheless, we get where we want to be. So that's the joke with that update. The first time ever in 3, 4, 5 years, so no problem. I say 3, 4, 5 because ArcoLinux is 3 years old, but before that had ArcoLinux, of course, and Linux Mint, both of them, at some points in time, also a little bit on Tergos. And yeah, so I've been on Arch like 5 years or so. I've been playing around with fonts as well. I did like the Nimbus Sans, I think it was. So change the font, the size if you want to, and suddenly everything is changed. Maybe I change the size, why not? Haven't done that yet, but now I have. So another font, always fun. Again, and enter, enter, enter. There is a problem with the glances. Okay, do you want to delete it? Yes, so remember that we need to install glances later on. So sudo pacman -r glances. Let's get it out of the way. Yep, it's there. Update again. There we go again. So enter, enter, enter. So glances, one of the things that's probably gonna be in here is pacman ArcoLinux key somewhere up here. ArcoLinux keyring. So that's why glances was not working, because this one needs to go in first and then glances will work. But I've never done it like this, meaning just to remove it. Whatever is obstructing you in your updates, get rid of it. Write it down, and later on we'll do glances. Right? But now I can't. Why? There can't just be only one pacman running. So I put a log file somewhere, db log, which pacman finds and say, oh, no, I can't go any further because there is already a pacman running. So it's kind of safety. Now, if nothing is running, you can type unlock, right? And what is that? Alias unlock. Sudo remove varlib pacman db log, so the database log. But you only do that if you know for sure that there is indeed no update going on. Pacman should not be locked, and he left for some reason the database log there. You just remove the file, boom, you can update again. So it's these small things you need to know. And I'm opening the F12 here because often we update in this window and then we forget, oh yeah, there is an update going on in that window, but it's an F12 drop down, so it's out of sight, and people think, hey, how's it possible? Why is there a lock? And they unlock too quickly because it's hidden. Or it might be hidden on one of the 6-7 screens you have, right? I mean the virtual screens, or indeed a dual screen, a triple screen, and so on, if you're that lucky. I've seen someone with 8 screens or something, a setup. It's just ridiculous image. His whole wall was filled with monitors. Let's see if we can find something like that. Well, that's something like that. That's 8 screens. I have to wait anyway. And it's holiday. I can do whatever I want. Look at that. Multiple. Jesus. Ha. Okay. I'm afraid the missus won't be here anymore. If I do that, she'll say, all right, bye. So lots of updates. Cool. Xonotic. Play the game, guys. Xonotic. Have some fun. Here it is. Xonotic. Gelix. Well, besides glances, that's not much to do, right? Just a simple update that goes against whatever people are saying about ArcoLinux. And that's why we make these videos, to prove to you. And once you're working on ArcoLinux for 3 years, you'll know and you'll say the same. This is our little application we've made, or service we've made, to make sure that we have the fastest ArcoLinux service around. So that's still working here. Cool. Oh, look at him. No, it's done, my friend. So update. Screen key git. What's that? Is newer than ArcoLinux git. Well, it depends. But anyway, glances need to go in there. And that's that. So glances is here. That's all it took. Uninstall, install, done. All right, one available update, he says now. Close window. Just the screen key. Sudo pacman -s remove first. Screen key git. Right. Just a number thing. New name, new numbering system, that's all. Same application. And screen key git is not required anyway, because that's a system, that's an application to, okay, Electron. That's an application to show you the keyboard shortcuts when we are on tiling window managers. You often want to know Ctrl-Alt-M. I'm doing things, I'm pressing buttons. Ooh, I don't like these icons. What's this? Then you need to show people, okay, I'm pressing this particular button. I think it's this one we're using officially. All right, and then we have all our icons. So up all, that's the one thing. So scal, so backup scal, let's do that as well. So before, after, I've made a new copy from etc scal. Oh my god, we need to update again, well, reboot again. There were so many updates that Plasma says first you gotta reboot. So anyway, I can do this, I can do a scal as well. Have a look what scal does. It overrides your settings, which is cool, and some points in time it might not be cool, so be sure what it is before using it. And then one last thing, up all, and then I'm gonna reboot. So Electron 4 is needed for some kind of application. I think we're already at 6 or even at 8 on Electron. I can't go there with that, but no, I can't go. But maybe Tuner doesn't need it, so that's Dolphin. And that's why we have different file managers on your system. So I wanted to have a look and show you user share applications Electron. So what do we have? We have this one, that one, 4. So the question is, what are you? He's Electron 5 and he's Electron, just Electron. But we all know there are different versions of Electron. So browse, search, oh come on, Electron. So 4, 5, 6, 7 until 7, that's where we are. And in a few months we'll have an 8 and a 9 and a 10 and things continue. So he's still working very hard. He's fetching Chromium. How about that? Chromium System ICU patch. Now we're waiting, right, for all the downloads sources, because this is building. The difference between let's do that while we are waiting. Update. Either you build things or you install things. Anything that comes from these lines is built. anything that comes from these lines is built by ArcoLinux. Anything that comes from here, core, extra, community, multilib, is not ours. So if it breaks, it's not our doing if it breaks. If it changes, it's ArcoLinux prerogative to change it and to change it any way they see fit, right? This is our configuration, applications, themes, icons, tweaks, whatever, anything that's from these repos or repositories is from ArcoLinux. So that's why we say, and percentages are really indicative. I mean, it's like 90% ArcoLinux, 5% repos from ArcoLinux, and 5% from Aor. Now, these Aor things are often also in here, right? These are in the third party, meaning it's not from us. An extra large, meaning it's not from us, but it's so big it can't go on the GitHub. But we have our own seed host account where we put all our files, right, for super speed. So, all right, cool. But everything else, and if any package you require, like for instance, yay theme, I don't know, right? These are extra, which means ArcoLinux, right? Community, still ArcoLinux. All the purple things here, multilib, still ArcoLinux. Here we are, ArcoLinux repo. If you want to install a theme, this is pre-built. You don't have to build it. But this guy to the right here is building very hard, right? So that's one level up. Let's have a look here. When it says Aor, at that point, it's just a recipe. You can't install it. You need to build it. And that's the difference in time, in speed, in CPU power, time, and all that. I mean, it's working very hard at this point in time. My computer, my fan is going to make a little bit more noise. Not, I suppose that you can hear it, but I hear his doing his work, and he's busy, right? He's pretty busy. So that's the difference. This is just installing, which means it's super fast on your computer, in your system. And anything Aor is a recipe, is how you're going to cook something up, right? Cooking, building, screen fetch kit. And there's lots of things. And if you want to have icons, okay, yay, icons. Go and have a look. What icons are there? First from Arch, which means it's super fast installed. Then from us, repo third party. Lots of them, which means 2 seconds later we've got them. And we have MintX icons, but we have MintX icons as well. So take a look what we have first before going on the Aor. And that's it. Lots and lots of packages. In the meantime, the machine is really blowing off steam. Well, a little bit hot, around 80%. Well, a little bit less than 80% is when I am building my ISOs. It's the heat it gets, and it's doing its job right now. Doing more than it shows here. It seems that it's stuck, but it's not stuck. It's working very hard. Or glances. 299 CPU percentage. I don't know how to say that, but I would suppose 100 is enough. But anyway, these are 100. So I'm doing something here. Control C. Glances, we've just installed it. A red thing here. A bit better. No 300%. Pop, go top. Sudo pacman minus s and go top. All right. That's one. That's a nice one as well. I believe we have another one, a new one. Oh, what was it called again? Little pacman minus s. I think it was bash top or something. Bash top, yeah. Also like this one to show whatever's going on. That's new. What was that? We got a text. What was that? Never seen that before. Is that another way of showing things? And the other day I was on a 64 core, well, 32 cores, 64 threads, I think. This was just amazing. I mean, it just kept on showing how many cores it had. Or was it this one? I think I used GTOP, so it was all CPU until somewhere here, and then we had 64 of them in our little graph. That's this, of course. Yeah, amazing. Let's have a look at the machine. I have to wait anyway till it's built. So forum benchmark, if you wanna have some fun and compare things. Forum ArcoLinux maybe, Eric? Yeah, otherwise, huh? All right, ArcoLinux forum. Okay, that's a chat. Somebody too did fine, but I have made something new, benchmarking. How to benchmark your system. Have a look. This is my system we're working on now. This is the one from the computer store. I said, Eric, do you want to try out the latest, the newest? I said, sure thing. And where is it? Somewhere we have some images here. This is what I mean, right? This is really all the CPUs were mentioned here till here. And it was a AMD Ryzen Threadripper 3970, which is this guy. And the improvement of my ISOs build would be 2 minutes. Instead of 7.5, it would be 5.5. So it's 1 hour less to build, really. So that's cool. But I've closed it now. Wanted to show something else. Let's kill that one. ArcoLinux forum benchmarks. Okay, back to here, back to here, back to here, and then this guy. This is the Geekbench thing. So here you can see what I was testing out. 64 threads, I was right, 32 cores, 64 threads, that's the one I wanted to check. It was an AMD, yep, Threadripper, right, AMD Ryzen. So I had some fun with this. All right, I think it's not finished. We got an error. Oh, so it's Electron 4, that's the problem, right, Electron 4. Now the question is, do we actually need, we're building something we might not need. How do we know if we need Electron 4? Well, by deleting it. Any package that you can remove with an S, so remove is most of the time possible, with an S as well. If pacman says I don't need it, then you were building something you did not need, you didn't require. You could actually lose the package, right? So RS, removing, and none of the packages require it because the S, man pacman, read, like guys, read. S, recursive, remove each target specified including all of their dependencies, provided that A, they're not required by another package, so it means if you can remove it, no other package required it. Why were you having that package in the first place then, right? They are not required by other packages. Okay, they were not explicitly installed by the user. This operation is recursive and on and on. Okay, So basically, if you can SR this thing, then you're good. ORS, that's this thing. Yeah, I was the thing saying different, I think. So Control C, I want to get out. Q to quit. Okay, there we are. So RS and not SR. RS. Remove and with an S. Now I was thinking what I often do as well. Remove. Am I giving you the correct information? I think so. Remove. Recursively. Yeah. I was thinking of something else, but I better not say that one because that's a little bit more dangerous. Information is on the wiki if you want to know more. ArchWiki Pacman. Look at the graph. Beautiful. All that one. Up to you to choose. In the other one we had the temperature, so it was around 50 these days, these seconds here. But, well, I'm not gonna make a reboot video afterwards, so everything is okay, everything is cool. If something should arrive, well, that's cool. We see this information. I'll boot up. If something is wrong and need to do something, I'll make an extra video about it, but I don't think there will be any issues. But we need to fix this. So sudo pacman -s, minus remove what? Remove this Python thing. If pacman says, yeah, go ahead, no problem, then it means it does not exist, or it does not, well, it does not exist anymore on the Aor, right? Missing Aor packages. Basically, what happens is ArcoLinux throws out a package. Sometimes it comes on the Aor, sometimes it's just gone, right? Because name changes, merges, and stuff like that. So we just can get rid of this if pacman says go ahead. Pacman has a complete overview of all the packages and all the dependencies, and it says this package has no, I don't need this package for any of the others, so I'm gonna remove it. So that's cool. That's one down. Python 2, often there are name changes and all that. Here we have a problem, required by our own ArcoLinux OB logout. So we're gonna keep that in. We should have a look at it as well. Maybe I can give you another explanation, another info about it. Xorg font utils is just gone. I don't need it. Because we have a name change, you see? Let's see, pacman remove. These two guys are gone. And Xorg font utils does not exist anymore. But util, that works for the machine. Not that we require it. Not at this particular point in time. Not on this machine. Alright, what else did we have? We had these set proc title thing. Local is newer than. Let's do a mirror. Ctrl-Alt-W. Update ArcoLinux mirrors. Updating your mirror list. Let's see if the mirror is okay or changed or somehow, because this is newer than the Aor and this is newer than the Aor. That's a bit strange. Oops. It was waiting for my words, my password. I'm wondering, sudo pacman -rdd. This is the one you shouldn't do, right? Because I'm now saying to the system, delete just that one and don't look at the dependencies. But I want to know if ArcoLinux logout still works. Logout better. We never installed it on this one, have we? Because I don't need it in Plasma. We have a beautiful way to log out. That one. That's our beautiful way to log out. So let's remove it again. Or S, you know, everything is gone again with the S. Okay. And I have installed, removed this guy, Python 2 pillow, so I don't need it. But it told me I needed it somewhere. ArcoLinux logout. Okay. Sudo pacman, oops, Control C, sudo pacman -r ArcoLinux logout is surely not needed on Plasma, unless at some point in time I went to install more. No, I didn't. So for some reason ArcoLinux logout was installed, and if you don't have OpenBox or any of the tiling window managers, you don't need it. I mean, it's the old way to log out. OB stands for OpenBox logout, and we have now our own ArcoLinux logout with the icons you just saw in black and white. So for some reason ArcoLinux logout was installed at some point in time. So we're all good. Let's go for an up all again. We need to have a look at that guy. So in the meantime, the mirrors have been updated. Osbeck is always winning here in Belgium and even in London and even Japan. Mirror Osbeck is the one that wins here. That's the fastest, the fastest computer. Well, server. Do not ask and close window. Thank you very much. So if we do an up all, we have 2 more left, but I suppose it's something about syncing. Anyway, I'm gonna have some fun, some more, and try to remove it. If I don't need it, why keep it? Set proc tile. Poof, it's gone. And zip. That's gone as well. Up all. And everything is clean. This is how it should be normal, right? This is the normal look. And all the rest you have to, well, with some common sense, experiment, learn how pacman works, look at the commands. You've learned a dangerous command. And that's pacman -rdd. Okay, we're not gonna play pacman. Right. Arch wiki. Tips and tricks. We are suddenly in Dutch. Don't want to go in Dutch. But you will find it for sure on the pacman wiki. Control find RDD. Pacman saves, warning, the following operation can break a system and should be avoided, right? Avoid certain pacman commands. So that's the one I just showed you. But in my case it was okay, meaning logout was not necessary. In fact, it should have never been on Plasma. So system maintenance things you should avoid. Overwriting stuff, but often They say it themselves in the sense that ArcoLinux has a latest news, control find, overwrite, right? So in this case, they say do overwrite it with this or do overwrite it with that. But then of course we're following the guise of ArcoLinux. Then it's okay. All right, my system is up to date. This is a rolling release. ArcoLinux stays rolling. This is a machine. Let's end with that. Last minus capital F. This is a machine from November the 7th of 2018, and we kept on rolling. We kept on making videos, and I suppose let's see if we can find it as well. Playlist ArcoLinux, that's fine, and then Plasma Challenge playlist. Cool, the playlists come out. So we have kept track of all the things I've done in the past, but like I said, I will not make another little video to say, hey, everything is fine, Plasma rebooted just fine. So unless something goes wrong, and then I'll make it. This should actually be up there. All right, so Plasma Challenge, keep updating, keep rolling, and keep having fun and keep learning. That's what ArcoLinux is all about. Cheers.